Greetings all and welcome back to Math in Anger. This is episode 28, and in this episode we are looking at what is an integer or integer. Depending on where you live, the pronunciation differs. Most of you will say, yeah, but that's just whole numbers. Well, whole numbers are actually just numbers, your natural numbers. In the English language, a whole number, mathematically speaking, is a natural number from 0 onwards. But you are correct in saying that an integer or integer is used in order to represent something that is whole. In other words, something that does not represent a part of one. So take a look at what we've got here. Here's my artist rendition of a pizza. Yes, my pizza does have pineapple on it. Don't knock it till you've tried it. What happens when I want to talk about that of the pizza, that part of the pizza? It's no longer one. It's no longer one pizza, right? And that's not a whole. Right? So I can't use whole numbers to talk or write about this pizza anymore. And the same thing happens when you do this. All right? Now that is two pizzas. But what is that? What is this then? That, of course, is 1.5 pizzas. But you see, we can no longer represent this situation with a whole number. Or more correctly, we can no longer represent this situation with an integer. It is more important to understand what you cannot do with integers than it is to understand what you can do, because what you can do is a very natural thing. What you cannot do is to represent parts of one. You cannot use integers to represent parts of one. So, if you take a look at the number line, from here to here, that's an integer. That's 1. That's an integer. That's an integer. But the moment we start doing that, we are no longer talking about an integer. That, all of these numbers are representing whole values. These numbers are integers. Anything in between is not an integer. Okay? Now you know what an integer is. The integer number set is the set of all the numbers that can be used in order to represent whole values. In other words, it excludes all the numbers that can be used to represent parts of one. Okay? That's about as much as anyone can say about this topic. So I'm going to leave it there, and we will continue on to the next one. I hope you learned something. Ciao.